Good day to everyone. I am Sacred and thank you for joining me in our new mod spotlight in House of Iron 4. This time this mod may sure get more people up and active. This mod is another modern day mod. It's called Heart of Iron Modern War. So as always, let's present its description first. Well, it is 342 megabytes big, so go sure to have a fast enough connection. If not, it can take some while to download. So hello everyone, I am Algerian General. Well, that's the mod description, that's not me. Hello everyone, I am Algerian General, lead developer of the Heart of Iron Modern War mod, previously known as Modern Warfare mod for both Heart of Iron 3 and 4. The mod is currently work in progress and we know that there are lots of errors. If you want to help us out, feel free either to join our Steam group or the Discord. Alright, well, the description doesn't really tell much about the mod itself. Well, it's still new, so let's see. We start with a complete custom, with a complete new loading screen here, with complete custom buttons as well, single player. Well, let's go to single player and see new game. We can select from two scenarios. I think the second one is quite incomplete, because it even doesn't have a proper name. It's the 30th December 2016 and that doesn't fit into that picture anyways, so we will play the Millennium Bug timeline. The start of a new age has started. Has started, not have started. You should correct that. It should be has started, not have started. Anyway, so let's see. The majors are France, Germany, UK, US, Russian Federation, PRC and Japan. Well, let's see the French. The French are being led by the Conservatif. They are an UN Security Council permanent member of the European Union, and Liberté, Égalité et Fraternité. Germany is being led by the SPD, Social Democratic Party. They are a member of the European Union, they have a dark past, and they are pacifists. And the UK is being led by the Labour Party. They are also an UN Security Council permanent member, a member of the European Union and City of London. They have. The United States, oh lord, the Lewinsky sex scandal. Oh, that's funny, Bill Clinton is that. They are an UN Security Council permanent member. They have the petrodollar and the land of the free. Well, the Russian Federation is being led by the United Party, Единая Россия thing. They have the bleeding Russian beer. What? Weekly national unity -1%. Oh, that's quite horrible. Oh, Ashes of Empire and Mother Russia. Well, at least they have a higher division organization, so that's a good thing. But they have the Ashes of Empire and bleeding Russian beer. The PRC is being led by the Communist Party of China. They have the plus 35% division organization. That's quite overpowered. The Dragon Awakens, from an opening up, and corporate communism. Okay, while Japan has the Article 9, industrial powerhouse, and the Circassian throne. Well, let's check the world map mode. That is how the world map looks like here. Well, I think all countries are included, although most of them in Africa lack a leader, how you see. They lack a leader everywhere. The US being led by Bill Clinton. Canada by Jean Chrétien. They also have a custom. Well, the American nations, they have a leader, except the Central African states here. I guess they are too irrelevant for the mod developer. But I'm sure you'll let them later. Peru doesn't have one. Turkey is being led by Bülent Ecevit. Okay, and Russia by Boris Yeltsin. So let's take a look into the country's focus tree. Let's start with the US. Regular, although I cannot pick anything here. Well, I can't pick a setting, a difficulty setting, how you guys can see, so I don't know if it's picked or not, to be honest. Well, you can pick this, but nothing else. Anyways, let's get in and see what the US has focus tree-wise to offer to us. So, well, no, none of the countries actually start up with an army. So no countries have an army. No countries have an army. They start out without an army, without an air force, and without a navy. without anything. But that goes for all of the countries here. You can see all of them lack an army, all of them, and maybe etc. And well, the population is also not correct with 125 million for the US in the year 2000. I think it should be somewhere close to 300 million or even a bit above. Well, industrial-wise, the USA is the strongest country in the world. Supplying a stem would be the easiest call, I would say. They are in the NATO faction. So factions are actually also implemented, how you can see, NATO and the CSTO, etc. Yeah, NATO. Let's see the American focus tree. Well, there are laws. You can. Let's take a look to that later. Let's check the focus tree. The focus tree is, I think, completely incomplete. It lacks a proper description, and it's finished after 0 days. It's finished after 0 days, so you can see, and also none have effect. So this focus has currently no effect. All of them have no effect. No effect. How you can see, all of them are really incomplete. So if you were looking forward to play as the US with a custom focus tree, you'll be disappointed. Well, that's about the US. Laws-wise, the system of laws. Well, you can select civil liberties, I think, a police state, which would apply for the US. Spend liberties, I don't know, state of emergency, you can select whatever you want. I think now you have to get specific national unities, ratings less, etc. Curfew, liberties, and here we have the political parties laws. You can even get the hereditary rule, harass opposition, free electoral progress. Currently the US has the media freedom laws as well, political laws. Here are all different laws everywhere. All that serve also goes. There you go. You can open up your borders for more immigrants as well, and you can get, well, the civilian economy. Politics, well, you can go for neutrality. I think neutrality would not apply for the US. It wouldn't apply for the US. I think they should get interventionism. Yeah, but well, alright, you can see the different. Well, I like this path here. That here's a complete focus, different balance budget, then also military focus, policy, air forces, ground forces. It's quite interesting. Although it only gives you a well, better experience gain and research time. Then you have the trade policy here. You can select from free trade, common market policy, open market policy, limited exports, heavy export focus, or closed economy. Then you have the national value, which gives you what? National value policy. You can select a national value and you will drift towards that well, value. You can, for example, drift towards autocracy, but you can't hire, you won't be able to hire, actually, you can't hire, well, a advisor. I think you can't hire an advisor, so that's different here. Then you have the tank designer, ship designers, aircraft designer, material designer, helicopter manufacturer, which currently the Russians only have, and the industrial concern. Well, then you can select the military high command, etc. So, then let's take a look to the other majors in the European theater. Let's take a look to the French. The French, yeah, they also like symbols for the observers, so that shouldn't be a problem. And the French, they have a, I think, somewhat accurate population of 58 million. Their focus tree is also incomplete, because all of them you will finish after 0 days, and all of them actually have no effect in the world, so they're all, well, just empty. Just empty focus trees. Let me take care of this, excuse me. Okay, there we go. Well, that's about France. They also have the laws and research here, some custom military command, etc. Well, about the UK, the British, if you could switch to them. We have to spectate again. Spectator, and then let's switch to the UK. Why cannot I switch? Okay, there we go. The British, they have a core population of 48 million, while their industry is really weak. I am sure they are stronger than that. They only have 5 military and 15 civilian factories, which is really weak. Yeah, really, the British focus tree is also really incomplete. I'm wondering, is there actually a focus tree which is somewhat complete? Because everything is incomplete here. For the British as well. Let's check the German focus tree. The German focus tree is... oh wow, you can add some generic... oh, they have the generic infrastructure. Oh, they have the generic focus tree. Well, at least the generic focus tree is finished. But that's it. Germany even doesn't have a custom focus tree. Well, interesting. So Italy, another... no, they are no major. They have the generic focus tree as well, so they are no major. Well, I think Russia has a custom focus tree. Well, Russia has a population of 107 million. I think, well, it should be 130 or 140 million. I think 140 million would be correct for this timeline. They are being led by Boris Yeltsin. They have lost military staff, custom one as well. A focus tree. Actually, they are a bit more complete. Look to their Russian diplomacy. Well, their descriptions are far away from calling stuff complete. There you go. They can't teach us. You can actually get a somewhat... well, it isn't complete. It is completely not complete, how you can see here, but you can get a somewhat, well, better developed focus tree than you can get when playing another raid nation. Well, here, what in valid event with ID error restorer union. So the mod developers have to work on the event IDs because they are invalid. You can restructure the economy and infrastructure, which is I think just copied from the generic one and just replaced. You can get on fighters here. That's quite interesting. You can get a Soviet Navy there, and well, because the Russian tree is I think the only complete one. Let's check the Chinese one if that's somewhat complete. The Chinese one is actually really incomplete as well. You can do nothing, and it's really small. And I think same will go for the Japanese one. It's well, Japan has the generic one, so we will play as the Russian Federation, Российская Федерация. Well, then let's take control of the country. There we go. We took control by clicking to that symbol, and the symbol for training divisions is missing as well. So they have to fix that. Anyways, let's go ahead, get the Russian diplomacy, and well, economical wise, we have 27 military, 21 civilian factories. Compared to the rest of Europe, we are actually quite strong. We are like twice as strong as Germany, and we have quite a bit of civilian military factories. The Chinese are stronger, but the US is the, well, complete superpower here, so... but you know, we... there are no existing armies, so... well, it may be also to our disadvantage, because all of the countries will have a somewhat equal army, depending on their industry. Therefore, I have to... yeah, they even like symbols for the factories. Well, I will go ahead and further construct more civilian factories. I can't see the infrastructure difference here, so where is it good? It's got... St. Petersburg has an infrastructure of zero. Of zero, are you kidding me? Well, that is St. Petersburg. Well, there's certainly a lot of things to be changed in this modification, I can assure you that. Yeah, the countries are so like Volgograd, which is the previous Stalingrad, also has an infrastructural level of zero. That's unbelievable. Rostov as well. So is it yet to believe? No, I have to now look for provinces which actually have a good infrastructure in order to build my stuff there. Moskva, Ryazan, let's build it in Ryazan and Ivanova. It's, yeah, at least 5, it's somewhat decent. Yeah, the rest is everything below. Well, that could be better, and we only have 21 civilian factories. Well, we have to change our law. Let's check the research tree. Well, the research tree is really different. It's really different from the main game. You can select of small arms, then light machine gun, general purpose machine guns, and anti-tank and anti-tank guided missile, and man-portable air defense systems for the Russians. Sport battalions are really outdated since they are still from 1918. Alright, I think they have to change this number to something newer. Armor wise, well, it really doesn't fit the template here, but well, Russia has American tanks. Well, Russia has American tanks. I cannot believe that, but well, Russia has American tanks. All right. Artillery, I don't know. There, you could research it, but you wouldn't get an effect. It's just simply a research for nothing. So, land doctrine is just copy and pasted from the basic game. Why did they all have bloody American ships? I mean, why did they all have American ships like Freedom class, Albert Hazard, Perry class, Brooke class frigate, Corvette 1, Benjamin Franklin class, Seawolf class? That's all American. The naval doctrine is copied. They also have a bloody the same air force. They have the Russians have the American air force. All right. Well, then heavy air tech and air doctrine is covered over. Engineering, just atomic research, just a bit modified there. Industry is the same. Well, that's really interesting, to be honest. I will simply, as always, I will go for the industry in order during our spotlight here. Well, this mod is really far. It's perhaps years away, or well, a really long time away from calling itself complete or somewhat playable in a decent state. So I will not continue this mod with let's play. So let's simply play it for the purpose of the spotlights. Let's get tanks. Yeah, let's get the T-55. Oh, now it's called T-55. What? It's called M48 pattern there, but here it's called T-55. Can somebody explain that? I never had that. Well, we have Russian weapons. Why? Look, we have the AK, yeah, we have the AK, but why is it called BAR here? That doesn't make any sense. Let's play the game for one day. That did it change? You know, it's still the same. It's called BAR. That's insanely weird, and we have one naval dockyard. We do not even have ships researched. We have airplanes. What's airlift? Strategic airlift. Why would I need airlifts? We even do not have airlifts. I mean planes researched. Oh yeah. And can somebody tell me how a light machine gun can cost less than a small arm? And why do we have the basic equipment, which is like 200,000 years old at least? I don't know. Let's check. Oh, we even don't have a division designer. What? Are we actually able to create our own divisions? Let me check. Let's say XP. Let's give us some XP. Oh yeah, we can at least create our new divisions, but we can only create infantry. So the only thing we can create is our infantry battalions. And because all of the other countries won't be able to create their own divisions, let's do this. But I mean, you will only be able to create your own divisions if you open the console and type in XP. Otherwise, you can't. So this mod is, well, in its current state, really unplayable. Yeah, we have just a basic infantry troops. I think it's the only thing we can get. Manpower, it even doesn't matter, to be honest. Just make it like this. We won't encounter any other troops. Let's name that somewhat Russian. Strelkovaya Divizia. Strelkovaya Divizia. Okay. There you see 3 military factories. I mean, what does it even require? It requires infantry equipment. I think you cannot even use the small arms equipment. Like if you outproduce, let's say, the RPD, it even doesn't have a picture, or right in the AK. If we use that, we're getting it stockpiled. Oh yeah, it counts as infantry equipment. But we cannot use the LMG, because the only thing we have is the MRLS Artillery Battalion, which actually requires only manpower. It requires only manpower. Isn't that a joke? Yeah, it requires only manpower. The only thing you can use here is the infantry. So, well, then that will be a funny spotlight. Well, let's just create small arms. Guess what? Yeah, just small arms. Maybe Strela. What's that? Strela 2 manpad. Just small arms 1. Just the basic AK. There we go. Now train our divisions here, and now you will also see how we'll reconquer the Soviet Union. Actually, let's restart the Soviet Union, since we could conquer all of NATO and they even wouldn't be able to do anything. Let's start with the Ukraine. I mean, Ukraine, please. Ukraine has 4 military and 2 civilian factories. I would say they are strongly, horribly underrepresented. Poor Ukrainians. Well, at least we're gonna add them, we have a claim on them. The interesting thing is Chechnya. Chechnya still exists and we have it as a closed state. But we cannot declare war on them. What? We need war tension to be at 100% in order to declare war. Can somebody explain me, please, how we can achieve this without using the console? So it's simply unachievable. Well, so there's the playability of this modification. We would have to get communist. Yeah, the only thing I think to, well, start wars would be to get communist. We would lose our allies and partners, which would be Belarus and Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan. I mean, we could lose them since they even don't have factories. Why are they all called dictatorships? And why is Belarus being led by the Belarusian armed forces? And why is a ideology called dictatorship? Did somebody see ever an ideology called dictatorship? Well, even the Nazis didn't present their ideology as dictatorship. Well, so what can we do? We can just create our army here. They are, yeah, let's add more units, I guess. Research wise, it doesn't even tell. Let's get the M249, the RPK apparently it's called. It's far away from being playable. Yeah, that's for sure. I got that. So at least researching this construction. Let's research with machine tools. It even doesn't progress in the research here with whatever reason. Let's see if it actually will. Oh, my game just crashed. Well, I think, okay, that's the spotlight of this modification. I thought it's maybe a bit playable, but probably it is not. I will most likely do another review of how this Iron Modern War when it works. In its current stage, it isn't playable. And so I say thank you all for watching me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Sacred and I am out. Leave your opinion of this mod down below in the sections. Link will be, as always, down below as well. So, have a good day to you all and see you next time. Goodbye.